Good morning to you once again.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So you can see on your screen the last type of cost, which is cost of retained earnings. Right? We have done cost of debt. We have done cost of preference capital. We have done cost of dividend. And last is cost of retained earnings. This will take up today, and then we will finish off this, and then we will do the overall cost of capital. That means overall cost of capital means what? That will combine all these four different types of cost of capital, and then we will derive the overall cost of capital, which is also known as weighted average cost of capital. Okay, so these two things will be covered up today with problems as well for your understanding. Okay, so the cost of retained earnings is a modification of the cost of equity shares. The main idea in calculating the cost of retained earnings is if earnings were paid out rather than retained, what rate of return could the investor earn on this funds. So what the main idea behind the cost of retained earning is, what if the earnings which were supposed to be retained are paid out. If they are paid out, then what would be the rate of return for the investors whose money are invested in the company? This will be calculated in terms of the rate of return that the investor could earn on these funds. Based on that concept, this return earnings formula will be derived. Okay. So these are theoretical explanations. You can go through it in your leisure time in order to understand how a company's cost of retained earnings are calculated. And the main concern is this formula. You write this formula. You give the heading cost of retained earnings, and then you write this formula. You write cost of retained earnings. Give a heading number 4, broad heading number 4, cost of retained earnings. And then you write this formula. First you write KR equals to, KR means cost of retained earnings. So you write KR equals to KE, KR equals to KE, KE means cost of equity. Okay. So if you want to use cost of equity and then you want to calculate cost of retained earnings, then you will use this formula. Cost of retained earnings KR equals to KE into 1 minus T into 1 minus B. You write this formula in your copy. KR equals to KE into 1 minus T into 1 minus B. Okay. Pratiksha Chetri, are you there in the meeting? Pratiksha?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yeah, actually, when I'm starting the recording, you are automatically being removed. I don't know why. Maybe you have clicked on the option that there is an option shown up when you want to join the meeting, that the meetings are being recorded. Would you like to join instead? That I think that option you have clicked something. That's why when I'm
Yes,
starting the
ma'am,
record, yeah.
ma'am, I do okay in that option when it says that
Okay.
would you like to join in the recording thing?
But I don't know why are you automatically removed. Anyhow, you can rejoin, right? You can rejoin on your own if you're removed. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. So yesterday also I saw when I started recording, you got automatically removed, and today also same thing. Okay, so KR is equals to KE into 1 minus T into 1 minus B. Now we know what is KE, we know what is KR. KR is the cost of retained earnings. Now what is this T and B? This T, right, where T, capital T is equals to marginal rate of income tax applicable to the shareholders. This capital T is equals to marginal rate of income tax applicable to the shareholders. Right. Capital T equals to marginal rate of income tax applicable to the shareholders. the rate of income tax. Whichever rate of income tax will be given in a question, that you will use here. And the fourth is B, small b equals to, what is B? B is the brokerage charge, commissions, whatever cost in terms of percentage are associated with the, when the shares are traded in some exchanges, there are some brokerage charges if you're using brokerage, the agent's facility. So all those charges, whatever commissions are to be paid to the agents, whatever is there associated with the equity share capital, that has to be taken into consideration. We name it as small b equals to brokerage, commission, cost, etc. in terms of percentage. This will be in terms of percentage, as well as tax rate will also be in terms of percentage. B is equals to brokerage, commission, cost, etc. in terms of percentage. Now in this formula we are using KE, right? KE we are using. That means we have to make use of the cost of equity formula first, then we will arrive at the cost of retained earnings. But if you don't want to use this formula and directly want to calculate the cost of retained earnings, that can also be done. In that case, this alternate formula you will have to write. You write this next formula, the underlined one in your screen, you write that formula. Alternatively, the following formula can also be used. Alternatively, the following formula can also be used. KR equals to, you write KR equals to, in the numerator you write EP, in the numerator you write EP, then put a bracket and write 1 minus T by 2. 1 minus T by 2. This T by 2 is a single term. 1 minus T by 2, then bracket close. This whole thing will be divided and you will write in the denominator MP. MP is the market price of the share. Or it can be net proceed also, like yesterday we were doing. So it can be net proceed also. So you write this formula, EP into 1 minus T by 2 divided by MP. I hope you have written the formula, and after that you will write where EP equals to earnings per share, MP equals to market price per share, and T equals to tax rate. In this case, why EPS is written as anticipated? Because you are deciding the cost of the retained earnings. That means you have not still paid the paid to the shareholders, and you don't know exactly how much you are going to pay. So you are saying it is an anticipated one. You may ignore that also. In some, directly earnings per share will be calculated. Conceptually, this is the fact. EP equals to, you write earnings per share. Then MP, you write market price per share. And capital T, you write tax rate. EP equals to earnings per share, MP equals to market price per share, and capital T equals to tax rate. Okay, and after that, after writing all those notations, what do they indicate? We will solve this problem. No need to write the question. You see what the question says? The market price of a share is rupees 120. A company anticipates EPS of rupees 14 per share. The tax rate for the shareholders is 30%. Find out the cost of retained earnings. So directly here EPS is given, market price of the share is given, and tax rate is given. Directly use the second formula. Brokerage charge and all that is not given, so you can directly use the second formula and solve it, okay? And tell me once you are done. Just put the numbers in the place of the formulas notations. That is, in place of EP you will write 14, in place of MP you will write 120, and in place of T you will write 0.30, not the percentage. You are dividing it, the percentage figure, with 100, and then you are writing 0.30.
Ma'am, 9.91 percentage.
Okay, 9.91 percentage. Very good. So it matches with the book's answer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. I'm moving on to the next topic, the overall cost of capital and weighted marginal cost of capital. Now you give the heading overall cost of capital and weighted marginal cost of capital. Overall cost of capital and weighted marginal cost of capital. Now see, it can happen that it happens that a company never resort to a single type of capital. It will never accumulate all the funds through equity, or it will never accumulate all the funds through debentures, or it will not accumulate all the funds through preference shares, or it will not accumulate all the funds through retained earnings. But it would always prefer a combination of all these types of capital, right? In order to decrease the risk, in order to have more flexibility, in order to enjoy all the benefits of different options, they will always resort to different types of source of capital. This is actually the practical phenomenon. If this is so, then we should also calculate the overall cost of capital. In case there are 4 different types of capital that the company is utilizing, in those cases we should also know how to calculate the overall cost of capital. That is what we will see in this part of your discussion. Okay, so now we will understand it with the help of sums. Okay, now how is it done is, this part is important. Okay, computation of overall cost of capital. The computation of the overall cost of capital involves the following steps. I will not give you directly any formula, but there are some steps and there are some weightage assignment techniques that has to be known to you and that has to be memorized by you. Okay, so how this computation of overall cost of capital is done? First step is computation of specific cost for each individual components of cost. First, we will have to calculate the individual costs of all the components. That we can do by using the different formula that we have known till now. So first we will compute the specific cost for each of the individual components of cost. Second step, we will assign appropriate weights for each specific costs. This assignment of the appropriate weights has to again follow this next 3 headings, you see, by using book value weights, market value weights, marginal value weights. In these 3 techniques, we will see how these costs are actually assigned and how this how these weights are actually assigned and the appropriate overall cost of capital is calculated. Third step will be multiplying the cost of each source by the appropriate weight. Once we calculate the cost of capitals of each of the components and once we assign weight for each of those costs, Then we will multiply those two. In the third step, we will multiply the weight to the with the different costs that we will do. And fourth step is dividing the total weighted costs by the total weights, which would give the overall cost of capital. Finally, in the fourth step, we will divide the total weighted cost by the total weights. That means whatever multiplication value we will get, first we will add that. That will be the total weighted cost. Then we will divide that by the total weights. That means in the second step we had assigned weights. All those weights has to be added again, and that total weighted cost has to be divided by the total weights. Okay. Now how these weights are assigned, that is important, and that actually defines the three different types of problem in this category. We apply three techniques. First one is book value weights, second one is market value weights, and third one is marginal value weights. No need to write these things, because in the next part you will write the heading separately, and we will solve sums on each of the type, and we will understand accordingly how these weights are assigned. Okay. All right. So we start with book value weights. So under overall cost of capital, you give a heading book value weights. Give a heading book value weights. You excuse me for a moment, okay? I'll be back within 1 minute. Okay, so you have written the heading book value weights, right? Then let us solve this sum. It will be clearer how these book value weights are assigned. So it is said that from the following information, calculate the weighted average cost of capital by using book value weights. So we have to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. This means the same thing. Overall cost of capital and weighted average cost of capital means the same thing. Okay. So you are asked to calculate the weighted average cost of capital WACC by using the book value weights. So here you see the sources are given to you in the question. The sources are given, the amounts are given, and the cost after tax are given. Costs are directly given to you, but in percentage they are given. So we will have to calculate the weight and then show that what is the actual weighted total weighted cost. So cost after tax cost is given in percentage, and the amounts of the different sources of capital are given. So you do the solution part in your copy. So you do the solution part, okay? Make 5 columns. Make 5 columns. For the question, you leave some space. After the class, you write the question by seeing your shared document in the Moodle and WhatsApp. So you will make 5 columns. First column is called sources. Second column is called amount. First column sources, second column amount. Third column is proportion book value weights. Third column is proportion book value weights. Fourth column is after tax cost. Fourth column is after tax cost. And the fifth column is weighted cost. You write weighted cost. First column is sources, second column amount, third column proportion book value, weights. These are also called weights. After tax cost is the fourth column, and fifth column is weighted cost. Okay, now you under the sources heading, you write the 4 sources. To see from the screen and write, they will be debt. Second one will be preference share capital. Third one equity share capital, and fourth one retained earnings. You write from the screen. Under the sources column, they will be debt, preference share capital, equity share capital, and retained earnings. Debt, preference share capital, equity share capital, and retained earnings. Then you write the amounts also: 3 lakh, 4 lakh 50,000, 6 lakh, and 1 lakh 50,000. 3 lakh, 4 lakh 50,000, 6 lakh, and 1 lakh 50,000. These are the amounts given in your question. Now, how to calculate this proportion book value? First, all of you listen to me. First, you will add this amount column. First, you will add this amount column. What is the total of this amount column? Tell me.
Ma'am, 15 lakhs.
It is 15 lakhs. Now, when you will calculate the proportion, you will divide the individual amount by the total amount. I am repeating, when you are calculating the proportion book value weights, you will divide the individual amount by the total amount. That means for the first one, it will be 3 lakh divided by 15 lakh into 100. You are doing it in percentage, so you write 100 into 100 you will do, and then you write it in percentage form. So for the first one, you are doing 3 lakh divided by 15 lakh into 100. Then you will do 4,50,000 divided by 15 lakh into 100. Like that you do. Then third one will be 6 lakh divided by 15 lakh into 100. And the fourth one will be 1,50,000 divided by 15 lakh into 100. Okay, all of you understood how this book value weights are calculated? These are nothing but you are dividing the individual amount by the total amounts. And the after-tax costs are already given to you in your question. The after-tax costs are given. So you will directly bring the numbers from the question. 4.50%, 10.50%, 15.00% and 15.00%. Okay. Then in the last column, you will multiply those fourth and the third and the fourth column, you will multiply. How will you multiply? Be careful with the percentage signs, okay? 20% means 0.20, isn't it? 20% means 0.20 and 4.50% means 0.045. Am I correct? 20% means 0.20 and 4.50% means 0.045. Be careful about the percentage. Remove the percentage signs, then you calculate. Let it be in point. Afterwards, we will convert it into percentage again. So you will first take only the percentage, only the points figure from the third and the fourth column. That is, for the first one, it will be 0.20 into 0.0450. Right. It will be 0.20 into 0.045. Correct. So you calculate, see the calculation, what do you get? 0.20 into 0.045. You are getting what? You are getting 0.009. Am I correct? You are getting 0.009. So with this, you will multiply 100. And then you will write the exact percentage. The percentage is 0.90. Okay. The percentage is 0.90. Follow this process in order to avoid mistakes. First, you take only the point figures, then you multiply, check whatever it is, then you again multiply it with 100 and write in the fifth column. Similarly, second one will be 0.30 into 0.1050. That is, we are getting 0.0315. With this, you will multiply 100 and you will get 3.15. 3.15 is the percent. Similarly, do rest of the two also, and then you do the total. You add all these weighted costs, and that is the weighted average cost of capital. Any doubt, please ask me, okay? Meanwhile, I am taking attendance. Abhijit, Abhishna, Anurag,
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan, Ashish,
Yes, ma'am.
Ashmita,
Yes, ma'am.
Nideshna,
Present, ma'am.
Debrupa,
Present, ma'am.
Harshita, Ishika Chaudhary,
Present, ma'am.
Ishika Agarwal, Kajal,
Present, ma'am.
Kachak,
Present, ma'am.
Khushi, Khushi, Mahima,
Present, ma'am.
Mamta, Mamta, Muskan Prasad, Muskan Gupta,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Namrata,
Yes, ma'am.
Nidhi,
Present, ma'am.
Nitesh,
Present, ma'am.
Parnodeep, Pawan, Prashil, Pratiksha Chetri, Pratiksha Giri,
Yes, ma'am.
Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Pooja,
Yes, ma'am.
Rahul, Rajat, Ramkrishna, Rohit Bansal, Rohit Pandey,
Present, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sagar,
Present, ma'am.
Salina, Shalini,
Present, ma'am.
Shruti, Siddhant,
Present, ma'am.
very good Siddhant, Saurav,
Thank you, ma'am.
Sobit,
Yes, ma'am.
Supriya, Suraj, Swayam.
Present, ma'am.
Swayam, where are you in the first class? Tanya,
Ma'am, I was sleeping.
Present, ma'am.
very good. Sleep. Okay, so is there any doubt in this problem? Please ask if you have any doubt. Otherwise, we can end up the meeting and see you on Monday again. You will be given with offline task for tomorrow. Okay, do those tasks positively. Small tasks, but deadline will be there. So you do those tasks and no online class tomorrow. All right.
Tomorrow we don't have any classes, ma'am.
No, I don't. I will not take class, but other teachers may take. That I don't know. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
Okay, ma'am.
From the last week, I am following this Monday to Friday regular classes, but Saturday I give offline class because it's also very straining for all your eyes and my eyes also. So it's better to rest for one day and do offline task so that you are indulged in studies, but you're not looking at the screen all the time, right? So that's why from the last week I'm following this. So we can follow this till this month only. From November onwards, you will have to come to college. Okay. So then bye bye for tomorrow for
Thank you, ma'am.
today. Okay. So see you on Monday again. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.